Hi, this is Jamie Steinberg with Starry Constellation Magazine. Devin, this is just such a beautiful tribute to the life you live. Were you afraid? Were you nervous? Were you excited when
Yes,
you were
all of
writing
those
this?
things. Yes, yes, all of those things. I feel really lucky in that I had a great co-writer and I have an amazing producer, Amy Bioshadman, who also has a BRCA gene mutation and is a previvor. And but yes, I felt all of those things, and I think I still do. I'm, but I'm also just very excited that it's finally going to come out, and hopefully we can help some people make some difficult decisions.
Well, Jamie does a breathtaking job as Amy. What was it about her that really spoke to you and said she's going to be our lead?
I mean, I have watched Jamie as an actress since Pearl Harbor, and before, I remember the first time I said this to you on set, Jamie. I said, I remember seeing you in Pearl Harbor and going, "Who is that? Who is that woman? She's so incredible." I mean, I couldn't have asked for a better person to play the sister role. I have said multiple times, I wish I could film every scene with Jamie. As actors, we just had this incredible chemistry, and it was unexpected. You never know what you're going to get when you show up on set to work with someone. And we just clicked, and I'm so grateful. And what she brought to this film is just inexplicable. So grateful.
Jamie, this is, as I said, such a beautiful portrayal for you. And it's very difficult, physically demanding for you, but also emotionally demanding for you. Was that maybe what you felt was the most challenging aspect and also a beautiful challenge for you to take on for this?
That's a really good question and a very beautiful perspective. A beautiful challenge. It was sincerely a beautiful challenge. I have I lost my best friends in my arm through cancer, and it runs in my family, not the specific gene. And when I first read the film and Devin and I first spoke was in 2020, and we started filming in 2021. It was honestly surreal. It's like you're in this life, but not of it. That's the way to explain it, you know. And that's may sound like too esoteric, but that's really what it was like. Um, Devin for me was the anchor of everything, and so, when you, for me as an actor, it's like when something is really challenging or difficult, I like to dedicate what I'm doing to another person. And so for me, this is a love letter to Devin and to her sister and to all of us who've been through this. And that's what carried me through is to laugh and be vulnerable and to be honest and to have Devin near my side and to find the funny and some of the most challenging and horrific moments in which you don't even have time to really make decisions. And Devin's internal compass that's so strong and powerful of decisiveness and power and clarity of focus is really astonishing. And not just in the film as a quote unquote character, but as who she is as a human being.
Oh, Jamie, you're gonna make me cry. Thank you.
It's just true.
And I love the levity that is just a part of this as well. Stan, I think, makes a beautiful compatriot to you, Devin, on this. And I think that he brings that perspective as well that mm, we have to have a little humor, otherwise we might go mad completely over all of this. And I love their
Absolutely.
relationship so much that he gives her that moment to laugh. And I said this to Raymond that he gives her that moment to remind, there is a little bit of humor still left. There's not just like a full sad diagnosis because he brings the light. And I'm so grateful also with Pat as well because he's such a supportive husband. And I was saying this to Michael too, that instead of stepping back, he steps up
Mm.
for this. Talk about these gentlemen and the role they've played in your life in this film.
That character is such a, I think, a wonderful representation of what my husband was feeling, I think, and going through. I have an incredibly supportive husband, but when you are going through this situation, there's no right, I mean, there's no right way to respond. There's no, you don't know what to say. You don't know what is going to help your partner feel better. You don't know if you're supposed to not say anything. And it was important for us to get that dynamic in there. We wanted it to be very realistic. There's no black and white. I'm trying, I don't know what to do. But, if you can at least be open and talk about it, then, you can come to some sort of understanding. And of course, Michael Rourke is just this, he's such a lovely human. He's such a wonderful actor, and he is just as absolutely as nice and wonderful as he appears on screen. And for him to play that role, he brought such a sense of sort of calm and comfort and stability that I think it was a really important with that dynamic. My husband brings that as well to our relationship. He is very calm, and I'm kind of like, ah. So that was it was nice to be able to reflect the reality in that scripted relationship.
And you know what also is interesting about that dynamic on screen and also like watching the two of you on set is that stepping into that role is dangerous, because again, it's moment by moment. You have to like really be present in the truth of not knowing what to do. And that dynamic between the two of you was really extraordinary, because it's the in-betweens that really matter and that are rarely discussed, those in-betweens of confusion and trying to do the best that you can with very little time. And that level of like being on the precipice is so vital and alive between the two of you.
Jamie, what was it like for you to see yourself sort of in that frail appearance? You have this bald cat, you're, on the verge almost. What was it like for you? Was it visceral for you to see yourself in that way?
It was extremely visceral. I didn't really look in the mirror, to be honest with you. Um, I um yeah, I prepared heavily for this. Not, I don't want to say heavily, but yeah, I prepared as I typically do. I really prepared, but it felt like it was a preparation that went on for a long time by being able to utilize my actual real life experiences and like there was a moment, where I got really, really scared and I was able to rely on Devin and be able to be like listen, I'm like really afraid right now, and she had my back, and the humor, like the humor in it, to be able to rely on something like we all have to have like one thing, at least one thing that uplifts us in times of seemingly tragedy, right? And that's the beauty of human beings is hope, and everyone has a very um, specific way of working through these things, and that humor really assisted me through that process. um, and I'm yeah, it was definitely very, very, very visceral, but to be on set and to tell a story that's not just a story that's just made up, that's actually real, um, the the necessity to tell that story carries you through. It's the same thing as the necessity to get through anything that is challenging or difficult. And so I'm just very grateful.
Evan, what do you hope lingers with audiences that watch Love Danielle?
We're hoping that we encourage conversation around hereditary cancer and also to tell people that they need to be their own health advocates, honestly. Um, Empower yourself, take your power, put yourself first. You're worth it.
Which is a testament, honestly, to Devin, because very few people are not only, it's not something that you grow up with or that you're taught to do, but that's just from my experience with Devin, that's just an inner strength. Is beyond strength, an inner thing inside of her that is so extraordinary. And so we can all tap into Devin and use that as a
Stop
battery
making me
for
cry.
our life. It's true though. It's just a fact, bro. Come on.